On the first night of a tough back-to-back, the Raptors beat the Phoenix Suns 117-112. I'm Randy Urban, and welcome to Raptors Night Cap. Tonight, we're joined once again by Jack Armstrong, Sherman Hamilton, and Paul Jones. Jack, I'll start with you. This was an impressive win over the best team in the league. How shocked were you over those last 2 minutes? Because usually you've seen this before. When a team at home makes a run like that, overcomes a deficit, usually they pull it out.
Well, here's the thing. I think these two teams have played two games that have been fabulous this year. I mean, awesome. Both would be high-end playoff type games. So to me, even though things got a little hairy in the last 2 minutes, they had Gary Trent, and they made big defensive plays. They made back-to-back plays defensively where they trapped Devin Booker, and really good things happened out of those doubles. So to their credit, they made plays for themselves too. As much as they had a few plays here and there where you scratch your head. Push came to shove, though. They stuck with the game plan, and this was a great road win.
Sherm, your reaction to that furious finish?
You know, it's indicative of a Raptor team that they never lay down when situations like that, when Fred's on the floor. And I think, you know, you're playing against what is deemed to be the best team in the league based on record, at least. You want to play well. You want to show them that you can compete with them. And this game is never over. And we've seen the Raptors in the position of the Suns where they've pushed back, caught up to a team, and sometimes they've been able to get over the hump and sometimes they haven't. This was reverse role for them. They had the lead. Phoenix took it back, and then they were able to withstand that. And I think it just reminded us after the stretch of games where we're questioning, does this team have it? Does this team have the ability to be what they were before the All-Star break? They remind you that they can fight. They're not going to quit. They're going to play hard defensively, and they're going to give themselves a chance to win on any given night. So it was one of those real Raptors intestinal fortitude type of games that they bent, but they wouldn't break.
Jonesy, you always come with a great stat. Do you have a stat of the night that kind of sticks out to you?
There are a couple that stand out. I thought Toronto did a great job with the rebounding.
Yeah.
When Monty Williams stuck Bismack Biyombo in, Biz's energy was terrific. And I initially thought he started to think that we need to get some rebounding. Toronto was really doing well in terms of the second chance points. As usual, they had more field goals. And I think Monty just said, look, I'm going to try and cut that down by putting Biyombo in, and Biyombo gave them great energy. But to tag what Jack and Sherm were saying, when the game was tied at 105, I thought the execution defensively for 3 straight possessions to get turnovers was huge. Like the double teams weren't just kind of, we just want to double team Booker to get the ball out of his hands. They were aggressive double teams that forced difficult passes and decisions by Phoenix, and the Raptors came away with scores like direct. Like they didn't have to execute on offense because the defense executed so well that they got easy shots. So that was key. And again, I go back to the rebounding. I thought the rebounding was big, the rebound advantage, especially the second chance points and crashing the offensive glass.
So, Jack, what kind of defensive strategies worked for the Raptors tonight? Because obviously they gave up 112, but like 51 or something like that in the first half. I thought they played pretty well for the most part defensively.
You know, they mixed things up. They showed box and one a few times tonight. They went zone. They trapped half court. They trapped 3/4 court. They did some really good things tonight defensively. And look, this is a good team you're playing against. So to me, when I evaluate this performance, you got to outscore them. You'll get stops, they'll get stops, but the quality of the coaching, the quality of the guard play. How about Cameron Payne? I mean, he's really come along. I was chatting with the Phoenix Suns folks before the game, and they just said that, he's just grown by leaps and bounds, and you have the opportunity to play with a Chris Paul and be mentored like that. It does so many great things for your development. This was a heck of a game, and you weren't going to stop your opponent. You were just going to have to stop them in big moments. And again, you go back to late in the game, they got the big stops when they needed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. This isn't the Cameron Payne that had a cup of coffee with the Toronto Raptors, right?
Exactly.
They really had trouble slowing him down, and he's played really well for Phoenix with Chris Paul out.
Yeah, he has. And he started coming on last year. If you remember, he started to play really well for Phoenix last year. And, you hear about Monty Williams having to sit down with him and saying, listen, I believe in you. And I feel like you can be in this league for a long time, because he was overseas. And, when a coach like Monty gives you that kind of confidence and that type of support, you want to reciprocate it by working hard and doing everything you can. And being able to watch and learn and gather information behind a great point guard like Chris Paul, that gives you the opportunity. If you don't learn in that situation, that's your fault, because that's a great learning opportunity. And he's taken full advantage of it. He played great tonight. He did a great job in specific moments when his team needed him to make big plays. He was there. And if you're Monty Williams, you got to be very, very proud of his effort. And that's what you need. You need guys who are hungry and going to get better and going to really work at their craft, because this is a championship situation that Phoenix is in. They are trying to win a championship. You've got to be in that same mind frame where anything it takes, you're going to do it. And Cam Payne is doing that now for the Raptors, for the Phoenix Suns, sorry.
Mm-hmm. And Jonesy, on the other side for the Raptors, it was just so great to see Trent Jr. come out of a slump officially tonight. 42 big points. And, he didn't start great shooting the ball, right? I think he was like 3 of 8 to start, which isn't bad, but he came alive.
I thought the team was really good at, our colleague Leo Routens has a phrase where he says, feed the fire. And I thought the Raptors did a really good job of finding Gary when he got it going. Like, feed the fire and let's see how long we can keep it going. There were a couple plays in the first half where Fred had the ball in transition and Gary Trent was spotted up in the corner. And Fred knew he wasn't going to shoot it, but he occupied the defense just enough to give Gary that little extra second to catch and shoot in the corner. And that's the smart recognition of a team that understands when a guy has it going, hey, man, we're going to ride him like Seabiscuit. Like, he's going to get the ball. We're going to get it to him as often as we can. And then Gary Trent starts feeling that confidence himself. And they were willing to say, okay, man, it's your turn. You manufacture a shot. If we can't get you one, we'll live with it. Let's see how long this run can keep going.
Yeah. Go ahead,
just one quick point. I think if you look at Gary Trent, just the body language, let alone the productivity, the last 2 games, having Fred VanVleet back, it's so important having your backcourt mate. And they've really developed a nice chemistry, the two of them. And the other thing VanVleet provides you is the threat of being able to shoot the ball from deep, and it opens up space. And now those 2-man opportunities that Gary Trent might be in with the ball on the other side with VanVleet on the opposite side, now the space to make plays and the space to do what you want to do is there that much more. And then you'll hope that when OG Anunoby comes back, that helps your team that much more in terms of spacing. But to me, I think it's a big part of having Fred VanVleet back. Gary Trent Jr. looks like he's really settled down.
Yeah. Sherm, who else do you think was key for the Raptors tonight?
Scotty was big again. I mean,
yeah.
Scotty he just understands how to play the game. And that's the biggest compliment that I can give to him, because we know about his skill set. He's wowing us with his passing ability. He's wowing us with his defense. He's wowing us with his ability to score bully ball or spinning with the left hand over the right shoulder. He just has a very, very big arsenal for such a young player in terms of what he can do offensively and defensively. But he has the know-how. And, I don't know how he got it along the way at such a young age. Credit his coaches, credit his hard work, whatever it is. But he has know-how. And when you couple that together with his skill set, you get a highly productive young player as a rookie. And he made some plays defensively late where he just got to the right spots defensively, was able to intercept passes and create opportunities for his team. So I think Scotty had significant impact in this game, and he played a multiple bunch of different ways in this game that were so impressive. the kid knows how to play, and that's pretty amazing for how young he is.
I just want to say one thing. I think he's playing harder too, per play. Like when I watch him play now, there are less plays taken off, and there are more plays per quarter that I watch, and I'm going, he's dialed in, and that's the sign of maturity of a young player.
Mm-hmm. And to Sherman's point, Randy, we've always said this, and I've been saying this since day one. I'm not sure where it came from either, Sherman, but somebody's taught this kid how to play. And it might have been in AAU. It was certainly around Leonard Hamilton in terms of playing the right way and the expectations of how you play. And then, as Sherman said, combined with the skill set, like there were a couple really key rebounds late in the game. Mm-hmm. And when you think about the Raptors' proficiency and prowess on the offensive glass, who's getting most of those offensive rebounds? Who's keeping the ball alive? I mean, normally a team is good on the offensive glass, but they're bad in transition. The Raptors are number 2 in second chance points, number 2 in offensive rebounding, but they're in the top 10 in fewest points given up in terms of fast break. Mm-hmm. So basically you got a one-man offensive rebounding gang in Scotty Barnes. And if he doesn't get it, he's disrupting. He's still maybe jamming the outlet, slowing things down. It's unbelievable the way this kid understands the game at such a tender age. Normally, you get a kid in college and you got to teach him basketball for 3 years or 4 years. Then he comes to the NBA, and now you teach him, now that he knows basketball, you teach him the nuances of the NBA game. Here's a kid 1 year out. He's got them both down right now.
Mm-hmm. And I will say this. We talk about Scotty, and rightfully so, but you have to tip your hat to Pascal. I thought he did a great job in this game.
Yeah, 10 assists, 25 points. It wasn't like he was having a great night shooting the ball too. He fought through it. And also, guys, Precious Achiuwa, right? 11-7. He's just doing so many good things for this team going forward. Jack, real quick, what do you think has been key to his success lately?
You know what? He's simplifying the game. When an open shot is there, he shoots it. He did have a big time take to the basket tonight that got blocked. But the thing I like about him is he's fearless. And he's becoming more decisive. The ball's not sticking in his hands as much. And I think sometimes you just got to trust that your teammates will get you the ball back. I think he's less anxious now when I watch him play.
And sure, I'm not calling a Raptors Suns final here at this point in the juncture, but they do match up well against Phoenix, don't you think?
Well, yeah, they are a tough team for Phoenix. I mean, no Chris Paul in this game. Obviously, there's a difference when he's on the floor.
No OG Anunoby for the Raptors.
Yeah, I agree, Jack. But Chris Paul is probably up here, and OG is a bit lower than Chris Paul. But he's still OG's a great piece for the Raptors. There's no doubt about it. I will say this, though. I've said it before. There's nobody in the NBA that I think the Raptors have to look at and say, well, we just can't beat them. I think they can compete with anybody in the league. And to me, that's what makes them dangerous, because they are that team that can get to anybody at any time. They become a scary matchup when you think about a play-in tournament and thinking that they could be the 7th or 8th seed. They could make things interesting for anybody at the top of the East. So it's one of those things that the Raptors have to be confident with based on where they are right now, that whomever they match up with, they feel they can win.
Yeah.
Here's a question, Randall.
Yeah.
Here's the question to you. If there's somebody at the top, are they saying, oh, yeah, okay, we'll take Toronto?
Yeah, no, I've been saying that too all year long. There's nobody there that wants to play Toronto, at least not in a 7-game series, right? It's going to be grinded out no matter they play Philadelphia, Miami, Chicago, even Milwaukee, right? So it's great to see. It's for the fans. It's great to see too that you have a team that's in this development stage that can seemingly be in every game, right? All right, we'll stop you there. Jack, you got to get to the bus. You got to get to Denver. Raptors will do it all over again tomorrow night against the Nuggets. Tip-off goes at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Hey, the over-under for Jack getting to his hotel room in Denver is 5 a.m. because the Denver airport is actually in Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Right, yeah. So it's a bit of a hike there, Jack. So make sure you're hydrated.
Straight to bed, Jack.
Yeah.
I will get hydrated.
See you guys next time. Appreciate you
guys.
doing this.
Good night.
All right.